Good evening, I'm Rob Baeta. Topping today's Bay Area news here at 6 o'clock. California's newly approved budget is only a day old, and already the governor is warning that the state may fall into a deficit within just the next few months. Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger says if state revenues continue to decline, that will require further cuts to programs. State lawmakers approved a complicated package of spending cuts, raids on local government funds, and accounting maneuvers just this past week. Educators, healthcare officials, among others, criticized that deal, saying the cuts will cost the state far more in the long run. And in these tough economic times have hit many Bay Area families particularly hard. And today, some of them had a chance to receive a little extra help. Senator Jackie Speier and San Francisco Supervisor Carmen Chu co-hosted a resource fair for families with financial troubles. The event was called Crisis to Recovery, providing families with information on employment, health care, and other resources.
It's very important for all of us to provide this help and assistance, and I'm very grateful to the banks that are here, to the credit counseling services that are here, to all the experts from Fannie Mae, from Wells, from Chase, from BofA. All of them are here to help, and that's a great sign.
And as you just heard, Chase and Bank of America were among some of the financial institutions participating in today's fair. More than 100 people checked out the fair to seek options on how to help themselves out of their own financial crisis. BART's and its unions are reportedly meeting all weekend to try to reach a new agreement on a labor contract. Management says talks this past week have been mixed, with some progress only in a few areas. BART's largest union, which represents 1,400 mechanics, safety inspectors, custodians, and clerical staff, wants an agreement by Thursday. Management says it wants that as well. Thursday marks 4 months since negotiations began. There are currently no plans for workers to strike. However, BART's three largest unions voted last month to authorize a strike if one should become necessary. Hundreds of people gathered in San Francisco today protesting Iran's human rights record. The rally comes ahead of the inauguration of Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. NBC Bay Area's Joe Rosado Jr. has a story of one Bay Area man who says his life has been forever changed by the abuses in Iran.
I escaped from Iran during the Iran-Iraq War with my American mother and my brother.
32-year-old Turaj Zaim hasn't seen his father since he was 10 years old. He says his dad, Kurash Zaim, has been in and out of Iranian prisons for criticizing.
And that was Joe Rosado Jr. reporting. As the nation celebrates the 40th anniversary of the Apollo moon landing, the man who was part of that pioneering first mission is now looking forward, this time a little deeper into space. NBC Bay Area's Kimberly Terry is in Alameda with a look at today's celebration aboard the historic USS Hornet.
Just a few hands later.
Mr. Esfandiari, what does Kenny Tran think?
Okay, so what does Kenny Tran think the national debt
U.S.
is?
national debt.
By the way, does Kenny know?
An Oakland man is now facing time behind bars after playing a cop and trying to pull over a car that ended up having an actual police officer inside. Oakland police say 21-year-old Antonio Martinez, a convicted car thief, was arrested Wednesday while he was driving around in a car made up to look like an undercover patrol car. Martinez allegedly tried to pull over a car on International Boulevard near Fruitvale Avenue, but inside that car was an actual undercover officer. Martinez could now have his felony probation revoked and be thrown back in jail. A high-speed pursuit through San Jose resulted in 4 highway patrol officers injured after crashing their patrol cars. It happened at 3:45 this morning when the officers began a pursuit for a driver who had a traffic violation. That driver never stopped, but the 2 patrol cars ended up crashing near Almaden Road. The officers were taken to a local hospital, 2 of them with minor injuries, and the other 2 brought in as a precaution. The suspect remains outstanding. Police in East Palo Alto say they have arrested 2 alleged gang members of the local so-called Taliban gang. Officers say they staked out a home on Raumer Avenue in East Palo Alto after receiving information a carjacking suspect was inside. After a brief standoff, officers arrested Donnell Webster and discovered another man was also inside the home. They later arrested Danny Coleman when they discovered he had an outstanding state and federal warrant for his arrest. Both men are in custody at the San Mateo County Jail. Still ahead at 6, we'll take a look at your weekend weather forecast. Cool today in San Jose, 73 degrees right now, but some warmer weather is finally on the way. We'll have a look at that coming up. Also coming up, the Bay Area company Tesla. It's on the cutting edge of technology. But now the company heads to court this week because of a dispute between the company's two founders. We'll explain. And a controversy is brewing over an error that may prevent a paralyzed law student from taking the state bar exam next week. How Governor Schwarzenegger weighed in on that issue today. And more Bay Area police officers are being called in to deal with the new aspect of the foreclosure crisis. How drug dealers and gang members are taking advantage of some foreclosed homes. We're back in just 2 minutes.